Hey, what's up and welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Joel Young. I'm the owner and creative director here at JumpStartVideo.net. And for today's video marketing tip, I want to talk about how to turn your information into a story. And really, before I do that, I want to talk about why stories are so compelling, why stories are so important. You know, this is possibly the oldest form of communication that we have, the story, the oral tradition of stories being passed down generation over generation, the way we've gathered through time and space around campfires and around meals to tell stories of our family, our heritage, things like that. It's just woven into the fabric of what it means to be a human, the ability to tell a story. And I believe even in modern video marketing, story is the most important thing. Stories are important because they engage our minds. And in many cases, stories are mirrors that enable us to see ourselves in a situation or a circumstance that might lead us to be interested in purchasing a product, a service, working with an organization or a company. They're extremely engaging, far above information, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that video is more engaging than written text, is that written text is often informational and videos are more often story-based. And the second why is that stories can entertain. You can add humor, you can add romance, you can add intrigue, you can add suspense, even a little bit of horror or terror into a story to bring about, to bubble up a certain emotion in your audience, in your viewer, that you simply can't always do when just writing informational text. Now, granted, there are some great writers out there that put pen to paper and evoke all these emotions, but I believe that whether they're written or in a video, stories are what bubble all these things up to the surface and cause us to be interested, to sit on the edge of our seat, to stare in, lean in close. Those are the whys. So the most important question is then, how do we turn our information into a story? How do we take advantage of this superpower in marketing, the story, to make sure that people are listening up to what we have to say, that they're aware of what we have to offer, and they're interested if it's a good fit for them? You know, that's one of the greatest tragedies of modern business, is having a great product, service, or organization, and people who really could benefit from what you're doing are unaware. They're not connected, and it's simply because you haven't presented the right story to them yet. So today, I'm going to share with you the 5 steps to turn your information into a story and make your videos more engaging. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1 is create a character. Create a persona. Look into your ideal customer's eyes and figure out who they are. And I'm not just saying, our customers are women. They're men. They're kids. No. Create a persona. For instance, your persona could be Sheila. Sheila is a 32-year-old mom. She often has young kids below the age of 6. She's involved in things like PTA, volunteering at school. She's involved in her local church. You know, go into detail describing your character, your persona, making sure that that persona matches the identity of your ideal customer. Because when your customer looks into this story, they should see themselves. They should see a mirror. They should say, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's happened to me before. Have you ever been watching an infomercial where they start asking questions? Do you have trouble opening pots and pans? You know, oh yeah, that's me. You know, that's how it happens. That's how they hook you, is they create a character, a persona that you can look into the eyes of and say, wow, that looks familiar because it's me. So the first step to turning your information into a story is creating a character. Then once you have your character, create a problem. You have to have a big problem for this character that needs to be solved. You know, this person has trouble with this every single day and they're frustrated and it's bringing their life down. Create tension. That's what we want to do in marketing, is create tension that we can then, number 3, solve. Solve the problem. So you have a character, you create a problem, then you solve the problem. And the solution should be you, your business, product, or service. So they have a problem, you're the solution. And then number 4, don't focus on the solution itself, because people don't buy gizmos and gadgets. They don't like to work with companies. They like the idea of the results that gizmos and gadgets and companies and organizations bring into their life. They want to know about the experience, the end result. solved. This is something that Apple has always been very good at. They don't sell phones and computers. They sell technology that makes your life easier. They sell the experience. And so when you create a problem and solve that problem, that's not the end of the story. You want to focus on the results, focus on the experience, focus on the lifestyle that your solution is creating for your character. That's great story. Because this problem is solved, this problem that used to cause such a great headache, because it's solved, this person can now sit back and relax. They do far less. They enjoy their life more. They're happier, spend more time with their family. All of these things paint the picture of your results. And that's very, very important. But that's not the end of how you create a great story from your information. The end is number 5, tell your viewers how they can get the same results. It's very important. It's not enough to say, here's a problem, a solution, and this is what the solution is going to do for your life. You have to then tell the viewers how they too can find the same results. Call them to it. If you want these same results, you should go do this. It's go buy this. Go to this website, give us a call, schedule a consultation, come and sit down with us. We'll show you. Whatever it is, you need to call people to an action, and that's a full story. A character, a problem, a solution, the results, and then an action to gain those results. Those 5 things are how we turn information into stories, and it works. Why? Because we as humans love to connect with stories. We love to connect with narratives about real people, and if we see ourselves in those narratives, we're more likely to act and to get involved. Hey, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you're looking for more video marketing tips like this, we post them every single week. Make sure you like this video, subscribe down below, and I'll be seeing you next week in our next video.